So we talked about setting ourselves up to provide better support options for your teammates, namely staying on the perimeter, and the other thing is to imagine cutting the ice in half and biasing yourself towards the side where the puck is. And the same goes with the player that will be occupying the slot. Rather than staying right in the middle or even on the other side of the ice, we want to be, again, let's pretend there's some defenders. Rather than being behind the defender, you want to be in front of the defender. And something that you may want to consider is to try to aim to be in the soft area of the ice. And what I mean by that is an area of the ice where it is very awkward for the defenders to come aggressively to you. Their main goal is to protect the net front as the defender and the centers. And let's draw a little bit of a diamond pattern here. When you're generally in this region, it's very awkward for the defenders to come too aggressively towards you, because you're gaining all this space and drawing them away from the net, which creates holes. And let me demonstrate how that can look. Is if this player passes it to the forward down there, they now have a lane to cut across where you can do a give and go pattern. And if they play too conservatively, now you have a pass and you have time and space, one of the most precious resources in hockey, to receive the puck and look before shooting. And this is what I mean by a soft spot. A soft spot is just an area of the ice where you can buy yourself a little bit more time, where a defender is more reluctant to play aggressively towards you, and that you can buy yourself a little bit more time to work with the puck. So let's get rid of this, and let's just set up with some sort of basic defensive format. Is what could we do when we have this sort of formation? Well, of course, you could do give and go patterns where you do a little give, you do a little go, and of course you receive the puck back after you go into the area that you want to get to and shoot the puck. There's a little video for give and go ideas that I have, but let's not go too deeply into here. You could also look into cycling. What does that look like? A cycle could be, think of it as a rotation. This could be initiated through a pass. And so after this F1 receives the pass, they could opt to skate up with it. And so when you're skating towards it, up to the half wall, for example, F2 would never want to stand next to each other. So what would you naturally want to do is, now you create a little bit of a circle like this, where F1 is skating up with the puck, F2 moves to clear space for them, and F3 would rotate around, replacing, and this would be a general cycle. This could obviously go back the other direction, where instead of passing it down to F1, they could come down and skate towards the corner, where this player would come and fill this space as F1 is skating towards the corner, and this forward could come around, come up, and fill this void. And this is another cycle. 3-person cycle. Alternatively, to add things to a little bit more detail and make things complicated, you could do a 2-person cycle where this player is skating up, this person begins to skate here, notices that this forward has not moved. They could actually come in and fill the spot themselves, or go directly and fill the spot themselves, and you can initiate the cycle by passing down the boards. So these are some ideas on what you could do with the forwards if it was on one side. But let's say all your options are cut off. You don't really have any good passing options. For some reason, all the defending players are on top of the forwards, and you have no clear lane to the net, and you can't just skate it up and shoot it. Well, what could we do? We could transition to the other side of the ice, but before that we can transition to a behind the net play. So let's get rid of this. Let's just clean this up so it's a little bit easier to see. Well, we are moving towards behind the net, and this is also a very, very momentarily safe area of the ice, because naturally a defender does not want to chase a player behind the net, because that creates defensive holes. And so when you start from moving from the corner to behind the net, or even receiving the puck behind the net, the forwards without the puck can start to look to skate to this general area of the ice. So let's draw a little square. This is a nice little square, maybe a little bit bigger. Something like this. Okay, so you want to occupy these general areas of the ice. So this forward who was here will be skating across to here, and this person will be skating into occupying this general area. Now, one of the things you don't want to do is for this forward, and you're seeing that this player is skating in this direction, what you might naturally be inclined to do is to stay on the opposite side. So let's say the forward is here. You may be inclined to skate on the opposite side of the net. And same with this forward. And what is the problem is a couple defenders, you got the goalie. This pass is going to be very difficult to get through, and this is what I would call a force, or forcing through multiple defenders. And it's very, very hard to get a puck through. But yes, if the puck gets through, it is an open net, it's very easy to score, but the probabilities of ever receiving the puck are very, very low. So what I suggest is actually you transition to, again, an open area of the ice where it's now you have options. So it's not a clear-cut cross crease open backdoor tap in, but rather now you have a couple defenders like so. This guy has to make a decision on which one to cover, and whereas these forwards are staying a little wide, just a little bit of movement, a little bit of stretching in either direction, now you can have clear lanes to the forwards where they can fire pucks on net, of course. And that's generally the behind the net play. And of course, let's say you don't have a clear lane, you can always opt to, again, skate to the perimeter, providing yourselves to a short distance pass to support them. And it's all reading what the defenders are doing. If there's no lane, get open. If there is a lane, get open. So that's behind the net. That's the things that you want to look for to get shots on net. But let's say they continue to skate. Then what do? We just continue to skate, and now what does this look like? Same goes for the D, they're transitioning to the other side. We cut the ice in half. Everyone has, of course, biased to the side of the puck, overloading the position, forming a basis of a triangle where the puck can be passed along and funnel pucks towards the net.